What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy, Neon Diamond 101, back again, as promised. Well, I don't know if I promised, but I said I would double upload. And we're talking about where Degrassi Next Class went wrong rant. Now, I'm not going to make this a super long video, but I just want to talk about Degrassi Next Class. So, obviously, let's just start from the beginning. The obvious. So let's state the obvious. Degrassi Next Class was never going to reach the heights of TNG. However, when X Class was announced, there was a lot of hope that would be a lot better than the last few seasons of Degrassi TNG, like seasons 12, 13, 14. And I think the reason for this is because while we love the characters, the writing was just lazy and just sloppy and just not what we were used to. And I think in my comment section, and it's best summed up where Degrassi Next Class went wrong, is being very SJW heavy. Now, I have a comment here from my Where Degrassi Went Wrong video, where I was kind of talking about TNG versus Next Class, just a free discussion. And this is a comment from ManBand20. I told you I'd, shout you out, although this is 7 months ago. Not even sure if you're subscribed, but shout out to ManBand20. And this is what his comment was. The problem with the show is them hammering in uber SJW stuff like racism, feminism, Muslims, and all that fun stuff. This is coming from a leftist, by the way. They force this stuff in and only show one side of the issue, but never bring in the other side. They barely had Frankie get her side in with the racism storyline until branding her an alpha person. And when they do have another viewpoint from a more right/center character, they're the bad guy. Bianca was transphobic. Spinner was homophobe. Anyone who had a problem with the Muslims are Islamophobes. Even Snake had to worry about triggering people. This show needs more diversity in the sense that every political view should be expressed and not have it be a stereotypical view of Canada. This series has a little bit of everything, and it could do with a well-informed right-winger debating with liberal students and possibly showing the viewers who the other side thinks instead of treating them all like Nazis. I think that was a little whatever. Very great comment. Pretty much sums it up. And I think the funny thing is that if this was TNG, I think people would be a little bit more upset, but since it's Next Class and the whole Degrassi was saved thing, it's like, okay, this is our last chance at having Degrassi. So people are kind of like, okay, well, it's better than nothing. And I would agree. Some Degrassi is better than nothing, but that doesn't mean it's not without criticizing. So let's talk about, season 1 with the equal rights bathroom. The girls wanted equal rights in the bathroom, and they wanted to take away, well, they said it was unequal bathroom rights, saying that girls take longer to get ready, and, guys can just piss and then, leave because they have stalls and stuff and all that stuff, so they want to take away one of the guys' bathrooms, give it to the girls to make it equal. And at the time, I was like, well, I don't really understand because I'm not a female, but I do understand that obviously, takes longer for them to get ready. I mean, they have to, sit down to use the bathroom. But I did say it was a poor example, and that's just one of the many examples of how Degrassi, put in these things. And obviously I have nothing against feminism. I mean, you could say radical feminism is a problem, but just like the commenter said, kind of like where Frankie, or we talked about season 2, where she makes a picture of the zoo, and paints or draws a picture of them. And it's funny how Goldy is a part of that. I will reiterate that, and I'll always be mad at that. It's funny how Goldy is a part of that. She's laughing with Frankie, drawing I forgot what their name was, the all-black school, pretty much. And, she calls them the zoo, and she draws them as animals, and she's branded as a racist. Look, there is a difference between ignorance and racism. And obviously it was not proactive for Frankie. Frankie was not going out like, oh yeah, look at those black girls. Yeah, let me call them monkeys. Let me call them the zoo. even though, you know, that's their nickname because they're in the bad neighborhood. I don't know, whatever. But again, it was a bad example. I get it. But like the commenter said, they didn't really show it from Frankie's perspective. And you know, the writers did a bad job of, you know, showing Frankie defend herself, and they made it seem like Frankie was defending her racism when she was just saying like, "Hey, that was not my intent." And I get it, you know, it's kind of like a thing where it's like, "Oh well, I'm not racist, but it wasn't like that." It's hey, people say stupid stuff all the time, and it's kind of like not an excuse to be like, "Hey, you know, I didn't know that was sexist. I'm really." Like, it was genuine. Like, Frankie did not know she was being racist. She was making fun of them for being called the zoo. She drew them as animals because, well, what's in a zoo? Animals. And yeah, she drew monkeys and giraffes and stuff, and obviously, you know, that has an undertone with racism. But it was funny. It was very funny how Shay, well, not Shay, sorry. Shay wasn't part of it, I don't think. Yeah, she wasn't. It was funny how Goldy, turned on her when she was a part of it. Like, nobody even thought to. I get it, it's a show, drama, but at least give it a little bit more realistic undertone. Like, at least have a better racist example. And I think it was even better in the later in the season where we have Tiny or Lola fighting for Tiny because he gets suspended, and obviously there's a statistic between black people and white people, the same crime, but black people get more of a sentence or something like that, which I think is true, but I'm not entirely sure. But obviously there is racism in this country, and I say this country by USA. I keep forgetting that. A little stutter there. Sorry, talking too fast. Am I talking too fast? I feel like I'm talking to nobody, but yeah. Let me calm down for a little bit. See, I'm getting really passionate about this. I do enjoy Degrassi, by the way. I feel like Next Class has been enjoyable, but there have been some SJW themes that have been annoying. So, obviously, with that, it's like, yeah, you know, Canada is in the same boat where it's like there's racism. And obviously, I've never been to Canada. I don't live in Canada, but I assume it's similar to the United States in that aspect. But correct me if I'm wrong. And kind of like the whole Gamers Club thing where they do, like, I forgot what they do. I forgot what season this was, but they're kind of like doing. I'm not even sure if this was Next Class. Should I even talk about this? I think it was Next Class. I want to say it was Next Class, where they. Never mind. I don't even know if it was Next Class. I'm not even gonna say it. But what I was saying was that they were doing like the video game thing, and they were saying like the video game was like sexist because these characters with like weapons and all these women were like dressed in. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. So comment below what annoys you most about Degrassi Next Class. And if you haven't seen my recap, check it out. I know it's not poorly done, but it's kind of like a fast forward recap of 9 episodes in like 22 minutes, which is, I mean, it's not that detailed, but I felt like I got a lot of storyline in there. But let me know what your biggest problem with Degrassi is. Some people in the comments section have said it's too soft. And another comment made me think, and he said, I don't know verbatim what he said, but he said, has Degrassi changed or have we changed? And obviously, I don't know about you, but I'm like in my 20s now. I'm not like a teenager anymore. And, you know, I still enjoy, like, I enjoy like the Harry Potters and stuff like that. I enjoy the young adult coming of age stories, and I think I always enjoy that. So in that aspect, like, I can still like watch Harry Potter, but then I think about it like maybe like 5-10 years ago, like I was really like in, like when Harry Potter first came out, like reading the books, everyone loved the books. Then we watched the movies, our friends would talk about it, like, but I can still enjoy Harry Potter now. But like thinking about it, I actually never thought about it like that, because like Harry Potter, like I was obsessed. I read the books. I was invested in this world, but now Harry Potter's kind of like died down for me. Like whenever it's on Freeform, I'll still watch it. I still think, in my opinion, The Order of the Phoenix is the best movie in the series. The best book. I don't know. I love Chamber of Secrets for some reason as a book. But movie, hands down, Order of the Phoenix is my favorite. I don't know. I feel like it's not like high on everyone's list as favorite. Like, that's my number one, Order of the Phoenix, best Harry Potter movie. Yes. I didn't really, I don't want to say I didn't enjoy the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. I just love Order of the Phoenix a lot more. It was kind of like the turning point from, like, the early, okay, Harry Potter, he's into magic, and the turning point from, like, Harry, like, coming of age and, like, really getting into the darkness. Obviously, he had faced, the basilisk and stuff like that and all that stuff. And then, obviously, with the Prisoner of Azkaban stuff. But I feel like it really took a turn. Like, that was, like, the turning point for the series. Anyways, enough about Harry Potter. We're talking about Degrassi. So, let me know what you guys think about that, because that was an interesting comment. Like, has Degrassi really changed, or have we changed? And obviously, the new generation is, like, a lot different. We know this generation is a lot different than the TNG we know. The Tobys, the JTs, the Craigs, the Mannys, the Spinners. And is it just me, or does this cast, like, this generation, like, look younger? Like, I always, like, think about that, like, but then I, like, look back and, like, obviously I probably would have said the same thing about, like, because, like, if you look at the earlier days with, like, JT, Liberty, they look like babies, literally. So obviously that's going to be another thing. In hindsight, it is easy to say they look younger, but, like, when I looked at, I checked out Degrassi Next Class Season 1, just, like, a few minutes of the first episode, and they look really young. Shay looks so different, everyone looks different. I mean, Tiny kind of looks the same, black don't crack. Yeah, but everyone looks different besides Tiny, pretty much. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But you know what? Here's the thing. The biggest thing for me is TNG. TNG really spoke about issues, and I think that the biggest, quote is Degrassi goes there, or Degrassi went there. Whichever one it is. Degrassi was never scared to talk about things, and some people say Next Class kind of went soft. And I would agree, and I think the writers stepped it up in Season 3. I think out of the 4 seasons, I think Season 3 is really up there with being the best of the 4 seasons. And, with Maya and everything that went on with her, I almost think that they exceeded expectations so much in Season 3 that Season 4, it kind of, like, went backwards. And obviously in my recap I talk about, in my opinion, Season 4 is kind of, like, the worst out of the 4. Not to say that it's bad, but out of the 4, I think Season 4 is the weakest. And I think another point I want to talk about is where Degrassi Next Class went wrong. And I know this has kind of been talked about, but I know it kind of has its negatives, is that 10 episodes. Now most Netflix episodes, I believe it's like 13 episodes, but they're like an hour long, 40 minutes an hour. Well, actually, probably an hour, maybe 50 minutes because they don't have commercials. So, but Degrassi is roughly 20 to 22 minutes, Next Class. And I think the biggest issue is they film 20 episodes and 2 seasons at one time. But I was thinking, like, if, let's say they do Season 5 and they decide to, shoot all 20 episodes, but when you're shooting episodes and you split them up, it's like, okay, it's the same, like, you have to split up all this good content, but what if, they shoot all the 20 episodes and they put them into one season? Like, that would be a lot better, but then the flip side is you have to wait longer for another season, so, like, would it be worth the wait? And another thing is which I'm not sure why they don't do this, if it's, like, logistical or not, but why don't they make Degrassi longer? And I know Degrassi's never really been a show, besides, like, some TNG episodes. I want to say Standing in the Dark was 40 minutes, but I'm not sure. Maybe like, make some 40-minute episodes, but I'm not really sure how that'd work. And then still make them 10 episodes long. But I don't know, it kind of feels like Degrassi now, it's, like, watered down, but it's kind of like, it's like Degrassi really went there where, like, you had these characters, like, even 20, 30, 50 years from now, people will still remember JT, Liberty, Jamie, Drizzy Drake, Paige, and all of them. But I mean, how many people are gonna remember like Tristan, Maya? I mean, outside of like Tristan, Maya, Miles, maybe. But there hasn't been like an iconic, and I'll even say this, but I controversially stated that Drew Torres is one of my favorite Degrassi characters, and I even think Drew will be remembered in some aspects, and Claire and Eli. But like this generation, like who are we gonna remember? And you have to think like it's kind of unfair to like add Maya and Zig and all of them because they've been in TNG before. So like, who of these new next class characters are really going to like be out there and like kind of like be remembered? And so that's something I kind of wonder how that's gonna pan out. And so let me know what you guys think. Like, do you have any like favorite like next class exclusive characters? Off the top of my head, I can't really remember. And I said for the longest, like, as soon as I saw Esme, I was like, she's gonna be my favorite. And after season 4, I was like, wow, like, no. Obviously, Esme has, a window for redemption. Redemption, like I'm judging her. Yeah, Esme must earn my trust now. But yeah, I just want to know, like, let me know who your favorite Degrassi, next class exclusive, and by exclusive I mean, they've never been on TNG, they made their debut on Next Class. And so I want to talk about something that really pissed me off in Next Class Season 4, and obviously there are so many SJW examples. And the thing is like, I don't care about issues because Degrassi has always talked about issues. But kind of like, the texting and driving with Adam dying, and then, but Dave had the same storyline before. And it was just like, Degrassi always had a purpose, and then every season that went on, it kind of was like a message, like a PSA message, like, don't drink and drive, or blah, blah, blah. Which is fine, but when it's like, the characters are like talking to the viewers, instead of like talking to each other, it's kind of weird. So let me bring out this example which really pissed me off, and I think this is why a lot of people don't like Goldy. I don't know if anyone would say Goldy is their favorite Degrassi Next Class exclusive character, but if you do, let me know why. But that's not to say I hate Goldy, but I find her very, very annoying. So let's talk about, when Winston sent the dick pic to what's her face, Goldy, and I think one of the lines of the season was when she drops the phone and then Rasha takes the phone, and then she's like puts the phone down and she's like, was that a picture of his little Winston? I was dying. I was just waiting for a good line, and they delivered. Little Winston. So we know Winston's not packing. Hey Winston. Sorry. You seem like a good guy, but yeah. So, but what really pissed me off is when she's talking to Grace and Zoe kind of mentions, oh yeah, it seems to be the cost of girls. Something about being the cost of a girl these days, and I get it. Girls get dick pics unsolicited, and from my perspective, it's really stupid. But I just felt like it was done in a weird way, where Goldy pretty much like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, TV is about the characters in their own world, but why are they talking to the audience? Like, I felt like Goldy was like doing a PSA, like talking to like, I don't know, like everyone behind the screen. Like, she was talking to the viewers. Like, I've been so shocked that I didn't stop to think. I didn't consent to that photo. This isn't my fault. It's Winston's. What? I don't know. The way she delivered that was kind of weird. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Degrassi Next Class Season 4. Might make another video. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.